Well, just a few days left in 2023, we're taking a look back at the biggest stories from the state line that defined the last 12 months. Right now, our Alex Kirchner takes us back to the 5 biggest weather stories that range from deadly severe weather to climate change's gradual impact here in the state line.
While winter weather feels miles away as 2023 comes to a close, that's not how it started. This massive pileup on I-39 near Janesville swallowed up hundreds of cars and shut down the major highway for hours on a frigid January Friday. Strong winds and snow combined to make driving just dangerous enough to cause the massive pileup. Winter kept cruising in the early months of 2023 with a rare sight, an ice storm warning across the state line. Freezing rain created a thick layer of ice weighing down power lines and tree limbs and also making roads dangerous to drive on. The storm did leave some without power for more than 2 days, with more than 7,000 people losing power for at least some time during the storm. We didn't catch the winter weather on the back end of 2023, though. It was another year without a white Christmas, but the real story is the entire month of December. It's one of the warmest on record and continues a 7-year trend of December falling well short of normal snowfall. We weren't looking down for snow this summer, but looking up at a deep haze that covered most of the state line. This came from Canadian wildfire smoke that cycled down into the Midwest, causing prolonged stretches of poor air quality, which even canceled some outdoor sporting events. The biggest weather event in 2023, though, came on the last day of March. Rain, wind, lightning, and even several tornadoes were unleashed across the 815, with the most notable one coming down in downtown Belvedere, hitting the Apollo Theater, killing one person and injuring several others. The National Weather Service recognized it as one of at least 10 tornadoes that touched down during the storm. This was all part of the second largest tornado outbreak in Illinois state history and the third largest on record for the United States.
Now, Alex, you mentioned at the very end there, you've covered tornadoes here before. You've covered derechos, long-ranging storm impacts. This one was one that just doesn't come around often.
It definitely doesn't, and I'm glad it doesn't because,
Right.
Again, a second largest in state history because it wasn't just our area, it was across the state and part of a huge, a massive outbreak across the United States. So it's one of those where you're like, wow, we're just seeing tornado after tornado after tornado. It's hard to keep up with all of this, but then as you zoom out, you see this was probably one of the biggest that we'll ever see in United States history. It was just amazing.